Sal.
What?
We're live.
Okay.
In theory, at
I was
least.
just
There's
chatting
no
with chat.
need to type it out. You can ask the people directly. Interact
Well, no,
with them.
I've got to press all the buttons first.
You've pressed the main button. The other
okay.
buttons are just...
Emergency power. Oxygen production offline.
I should have less power in the future more often. Because I really like that voice line.
Right, I've got to press that button.
Take your time. It's not
I
like
have
there's
no
pressure.
choice. I'm waiting for it to do its thing. Ingestion settings.
Hold on. I'm holding the wrong thing and I'm standing on my chair again.
Which one is it, Mia? That one?
No.
That one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The blue one. It's always the blue one.
Okay.
How would I imitate Sal on her computer through the microphone? I wish I could. That would make these things and ordeals a lot easier for me. Then again, I can't really multitask that well. But I can't. So you have to trust me when I'm saying her voice is hers.
Yeah. Did I see the animation? Yes, I did. And yes, you are one of the cool kids.
Hold on. When did we decide that he's one of the cool kids?
I did.
When?
Now.
Why have I not been notified about this?
Because.
I didn't receive a form that tells me he's now part of the cool kids club.
Wow, there's been so much chat.
That's
So
not
let's
really.
say
That's
hello
mostly
to the
just
people.
me and Potato.
Hello, Potato, who's been talking to me, who's been talking to Potato, been talking to
Just
me, been
ignore
talking to
that.
Potato. Hello, Beloso. Talking to me, talking to Beloso, talking to me, talking to Beloso. Is this why we were almost late for the stream? Because you were too busy
I
chatting with
wasn't
chat?
late. We were
Talking to
just on
Potato.
time.
Yeah, which is where somebody said, wait, Sal is back. This is what Beloso said. Mia made it sound like there wouldn't be a Sal today. I missed where that came from.
Don't worry. It's not
Ralph says hi.
relevant.
Hello, Ralph. Well, to be honest with you, Mia at Sal's computer. And Solo Spirit says hi, folks. Hello. Keep calm, Mia. Sal has to press all the buttons, says Alfie. Hello, Alfie. And hello,
Perfect.
Giles. Mia now has 366 grams of salt.
Oh yeah, very kind of you people.
And Ralph suggests that you take the batteries out, blow on them, and put them back in.
Right.
And Silent Ambassador says hello. Hello, Silent Ambassador.
Yellow there. Do you remember what I was doing? Because I forgot.
You collected a load of materials and then come back to your base. I can't remember what it was you were going to build.
Yeah, I know. I remember that I was collecting materials, but I forgot what I was building, so please tell me.
I can't remember what
Did
it
I
was you were
have
going to
enough
build.
uranium for another rod? Because I was running low.
Was that what it was that you were out collecting?
No,
Yes, Potato, you're one of the cool kids. Ralph says we're never on time. We're
What do you
always
mean
on
we're
time
never on
by-
time? You
Oh,
people are late. We start at 0.8.
And
Greenwich
Beloso
Mean
says
Time.
choo choo. Yeah, I've actually been watching some Let's Plays of Railway Empire so that I can get the feel of it. I'm actually looking forward to playing that. Tammy's arrived. Hello, Tammy. Oh, and Silent Ambassador says, it is I, Jim Hon. Just changed to fit me style during the streams. Hello, Jim.
All systems online.
That's loud.
You can't turn it quieter, though, because...
Well, I can turn my system volume
You can,
down,
but
can't
that
I?
is going to turn the volume for the stream down too. You've wanted this. This is the reality we're living with now because you couldn't stand my wonderful headphones.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh, I don't... It's all in German.
Why would you...
I can't even
All right.
adjust the volume even if I
Don't
wanted to.
right-click it, just left-click it like a normal person.
No, because that will turn down the volume of everything, including OBS. I wanted to bring up the...
You can't turn down the output volume without turning down the OBS volume. That's not going to work. You're going to
why
lose.
is that not in German?
What do you mean, why is what not in German?
It said sounds.
Because sometimes we use English words because we're not entirely sure how the German version would sound better. I mean, come on, would Geräusche really convey the right thing?
I have no idea.
Exactly. Neither would we. What was I doing?
So I've actually missed some arrivals. Let's get back to arrivals. Enraged Cage says, hi guys. Enraged Cage. Isn't that Eki? Babom says, hello. Hello, Babom. Babom's giving you some more salt. You've now got 367 grams of
4
salt.
diamonds.
And James Solomon says, an annoying hello, and then links to a YouTube video. Hello, James. Beloso says, by the way, everyone, it's confirmed. Minty Jones likes the D. Ooh. Ralph says, has anyone seen that new Duck Season
All systems
game?
online.
Even watching it without breaking scared the shit out of me. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, ducks, clearly.
Oh, Duck Season VR game. VR keeps being auto-corrected to B. Can't wait to see the animation to see how it'll look on stream. Oh, we can give you a quick preview. Right, this is how it looks.
This is a temporary version for the moment because I couldn't come up with anything better on such short notice. Remind me, where did I store the diamonds? Not here. In
Oh,
here.
why did he link the train song? Oh, is that the link?
What?
If that's the one Mia won't play.
Unlikely. Unlikely. He can't have the train song. I would have known about this. Sal, tell me, why do I not have enough diamonds?
I don't know, because you've been lazy. You've been
Lazy.
slacking.
Right. You've seen me collecting all sort of things last time.
I did.
Unless, of course, you were too busy chatting away with your lovely friends.
Probably.
No.
Ralph says that in the Duck game, it's the 80s cartridge game, but it's a psycho killer in a dog suit that kills you if you shoot him.
No. I'm short 1 diamond. What was the other thing I wanted to build?
Upgrades or something?
Probably. Which ones? Not that.
For one of your...
Oh, the
What?
jump jets. Of
wait.
course.
Was that it?
Probably.
I don't remember that, but I might not have been paying attention.
You weren't.
Fair enough.
Right, I'm full. I'm just gonna put this there, and that's the wrong thing I wanted to bring along.
Oh, Bulls has arrived. Hello, Bulls.
Hello, Bulls. What is he doing here?
And Giles is upsetting children with old memes. It's songs about I like trains, I think.
So
then
that
got in-
can't be the same train song. Is that... No, that's not how it works.
Potato's planning on making animated TD cards. What's a TD card, mate?
Was he trying to say 2D?
I don't know.
How am I supposed to... Trading card? No. No.
You
Trading
can't see
cards
chat,
would
can you?
be
Because
TC.
it's twisted away from you.
I don't need to see chat. That's what I employ you for.
Babom says, Mia, Sal can't remember what she's doing when she's playing. What are the chances of her remembering what you were doing?
I was... Had I already installed a depth module in the thing?
Bull says he's just hanging out. His kids are playing... I don't know how you pronounce that. Would that be Pokken or Pokken?
I have
It's
not.
a Pokemon tournament. I needed something far more mature, but I settled for Mia and Sal.
I feel like there's an insult in there, but I can't argue.
TD, technical difficulties, of course.
Oh! You should have spelled that out because that was not obvious. I need a plastil ingot and more nickel.
Seek fluid intake.
Think you need
Vital
those...
signs stabilizing.
What?
What do you call those things? The inflatable No, the oil sac, gel sac, something.
Oil sac,
Can't remember.
gel sac, something. I feel like I was trying to do something with an advanced wiring kit, but I forgot what that was.
That's right.
Probably
you
an upgrade
were.
for the Cyclops.
That sounds more familiar. I don't think it was your prawn suit you were trying to upgrade.
Well, it was the prawn suit, among other things, because that's the new thing.
Mm.
But apparently I ran out of diamonds because somebody forgot to tell me I'm supposed to collect diamonds, unless, of course, I still have some on the Cyclops. What is it called again? PMS... I parked too low, I can't read my name sign. I don't know, salty breadstick or something.
Salty McSub.
Ah, PMS Salt Diver. Look, I took a
That's the
photo of it and hung it up here so I don't have to look out the window.
I hadn't realised. I actually thought that was another window.
So, plasteel. Of course, I left the lithium in the submarine.
I thought you had lots of lithium on you. No?
No, it's in this. It's in the other thing. It's like I'm an old senile man, just walking around a retirement home.
Bella also is looking forward to the final release of this game. At that point, Mia will have no more excuse not to get on with the story.
Oh, watch me! I'll find one.
When's the final release? Is very soon, isn't it, Mia?
We have this stream and the next stream and the stream after that will be final release version.
Yeah. And Babom says, can we place bets on how long Rimworld will last? And Ralph says 4 episodes.
I have it on good authority that it's not going to be 4 episodes. Just 4 episodes. It might be a few more.
Paul says, no, Babom, we can't place bets on that.
Didn't I just pick up a lithium? Where are my other lithiums? No? No? Something tells me the shopping list I was having is wrong.
Babom says, 7ish has probably recorded a few already. I think one of the funniest things I've put out in recent times is on the first episode of our Factorio series. If you haven't watched it yet, even if you don't like watching Factorio, watch from about halfway through.
That.
Oh, but it's unmissable. Where
Watch me, I'm about to miss it.
you've already seen it. You were there.
Oh no, I was there, but that doesn't stop me from missing it.
It was an offline recording of a bit of chatter, which was too good not to include in the episode. And Mom says, God, that episode was hilarious. Ralph says, Factorio is flippity flip brilliant. I did good, didn't I? Did good.
Well done, Sal. You shall be awarded an award as soon as I think of one.
And yes, thank you, Potato, for all the effort, and thank you, Mia, as well, for all the effort that you put into the intro and into the editing too. And Solo Spirit says that was classic.
I didn't draw an intro. Potato did all the work on the drawing. I had nothing to do
No,
with
you
that.
did all the editing though.
I didn't edit anything of that picture.
Well, you did the editing of the episode, including
that
putting-
is barely editing.
cutting that bit and
That's
sticking it
topping
into
and tailing.
in an appropriate place.
Okay.
Very good. You did a lot of editing on the
Why did I put
Rimworld
fish
episode.
in there.
When I was recording Rimworld, I don't think there's much that needs editing throughout the series. It'd been mostly just choosing good breakpoints. I did have a few game crashes, which means that Mia has to chop out bits and then revert back to a sort of where the autosave was. But Yeah, the first episode, there's quite a lot that Mia's had to edit out. Like, it takes ages for the world to generate, and it takes ages. Like, while Tammy was sleeping at the start and all of that kind of thing. Tato says, who animated the intro?
What intro?
Was this Factorio or RimWorld?
I feel like we're talking past each other, and there's no need to carry on.
Okay. Veloso says, at Mia.
What?
Sal's effort with that censorship warrants at least a brownie point, and make it a special brownie.
I'm not going to feed her.
Captain. All systems online.
At least not now. It's almost after midnight, and you know what that means.
You don't feed the gremlins. It's not almost after midnight. It's only just after 8.
It's always after midnight, you fool.
Babom questions
That
the lack of
happened.
outro in RimWorld.
Nobody watches these, and I'm lazy. Also, they are easily watchable. You can watch them more easily
on
in a
the
playlist.
That's
there
true.
you go.
It's true. Babom
Also,
says,
I hate outros.
are more people going to join Tammy, or is it a solo show? Oh, I don't know how many spoilers I can
Sal,
give
that's
away.
a spoiler. Don't give anything away.
Well, let's just say that the whole ethos is that Tammy will not take anybody by force.
Tammy here?
Yeah.
Oh. Has she recognized that she's a star now?
Yeah.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Because it was in the comment.
Uh,
Tammy put a comment on the video, so I know.
I mean,
Tammy's seen
yes, I suppose, but still. Hold on a second. I'm missing a power cell.
it. Oh, the RimWorld intro. So Potato says, who animated the RimWorld intro?
That potato. Do you remember where I left my power cell?
No. Oh, you sometimes
Again, old senile man.
Ralph says, Mia Sal, would you play XCOM 2? Then we could name everyone.
Ah, I found my lithium and the plasteel I prepared. Why didn't you say so, Sal?
Oh, I don't keep track of where you keep your stuff.
Why not? I still need to find my power cell, though.
Yeah, Mum says, I think that's not their sort of game. Yeah, I watched XCOM 2 is what Anubis has been playing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should watch it on his channel. Sal is starring in the videos too.
Yeah.
I haven't found my
did
diamond,
watch-
though.
I watched, I don't know, about the first 10 episodes of Anubis's. Because, I mean, Anubis puts, like, actually makes his stuff
Professionally.
good. Yeah, he's quite professional with that. But yeah, it's just not the kind of game for me. So if I can't even sort of get into Anubis playing it, then I'm not going to get into it playing it myself. Beloso says, that's Sal. If I'm part of the RimWorld series, all I request is that RimWorld me not die on impact. What else? To sort of set a few
How
expectations.
would I only pick up 2 nickel?
In past series, there's been a bit of discomfort about viewers ending up in relationship with other viewers, and I thought we could avoid that by, as people pair up, I name one of the pairs. So that does mean that there's quite a slow renaming process. But yes, some of you do appear in the series, but not until you're married. Or at least in a relationship with someone.
So you can play matchmaker yourself.
Well, what I'm doing is when 2 people bunk up. Now, I'm obviously giving away that Tammy doesn't do the whole series alone here. But if 2 people bunk up, then one of the 2 in the relationship gets the name of one of the viewers. Ralph says, I don't mind being a diseased dog or something. You can't actually rename the animals, unfortunately. Or
Does
at
it
least
pick up the
not with the mods I'm playing.
I already made the module. No, wrong port.
My mum said Anubis has made me and Mia bonded in XCOM. Now I hate him.
Who said that?
Ba-bum.
Ah,
And Ba-bum's usually so nice, isn't he? Yeah, isn't he?
I shall ignore you in chat then.
Yeah, and Tammy says, I just hope I survive the experience. And Ba-bum said, good luck with that.
Yeah, Sal doesn't have a good track record with those things.
I'm pretty good at keeping my colonists alive. I must admit, there is an outtake. Have you noticed the file, Mia?
I have, and
Did
I've
you-
completely ignored it.
Right, okay. Everybody got killed by beavers, and so I had to reload the autosave. But it was right at it was right at the start of. I'd taken a break, or it was the next day's recording session, or something like that. And I jumped straight in game. It's like, right, let's go sort out these beavers. Charged everyone at the beavers, and the beavers killed everybody. And that was what the outtake was.
Perfect.
But yeah, that was. I thought it felt like a bit of a sudden and early end to the game. So I reloaded and thought, okay, we'll pay the beavers a bit more respect and take this a little more slowly. Potato says, oh, but it's fun when it auto ships, but it's fun to ship then yourself.
Who is shipping?
Potato says, oh, but it's fun when it auto ships, but it's fun to ship them yourself.
Oh, relationshipping.
Oh, right, yeah.
Wrong thing.
Oh, Babom hates Anubis, not me. Then Alfie says, hashtag Mir once called Babom nice. Hashtag chat never forgets. Babom says, killed by beavers.
There were worse deaths.
Can't say anything. Ralph says, beavers? What is this, the pilgrim version of RimWorld? Yeah, alpha beavers. Oh, I think they're the vanilla bit of the game. And Babom says, is that a Rarestone worthy moment? It would have been a series ending moment if I didn't have if I had insta-death turned on, then that would have been it. I don't have insta-death turned on though, because that's if you get a game crash, then you're absolutely stuffed. Hashtag respect the beaver, says Peloso. And Giles says, I thought he was shipping boxes of potatoes.
I only need one.
Yeah, I was
farmish.
confused. Zeron's here. Hello, Zeron.
Hello, Zeron.
And Babom says, I just know I'm going to be killed by a rat in RimWorld. I'm not saying anything. Say that there's been a lot more maiming than killing. Belosa says, that's Sal, it's permadeath. Insta-death is something else. Yeah, sorry. I knew what I meant. You knew what I meant. And Babom says, is RimWorld a potato or raspberry-based economy? Well, where you guys are up to at the moment with the series, it is most definitely a raspberry-based economy. Now, where I'm up to, it's more of a war mask based economy. Oh, Ralph's got to go. Bye, Ralph.
Cheerios.
And Zeron says, so how am I? I'm fine, thank you very much.
Don't worry, we'll leave this base in a moment as soon as I have my shopping list together.
Yeah. That's okay. Chat and I are quite happily keeping ourselves amused while you craft the things you need to craft to make some good stuff so that we can go do some adventures.
Calorie intake recommended.
Oh, I need 2 synthetic fibers.
Yeah, but the future of RimWorld. I'm up to the point. I don't think this is a spoiler because it's not happened yet, so it can't even be a spoiler. What's gonna happen in the future is, as we decide to go out and explore the world more, as Tammy decides to go out and explore the world more, I'm actually gonna switch the game up a little bit, and I'm gonna introduce a new mod which might, technically speaking, actually require me to restart the game, but I'll be able to restart the game with all the relevant people and all the right equipment and all that sort of stuff. But I want to introduce the Nature's Sweet mod, so that when we up sticks and move, we go somewhere that's pretty amazing looking. Oh, and Zeron's finished the... Is it Veron or Zeron Republic faction? Bell also says, at Sal, yes, I knew what you meant, but I'm an aspiring teacher and teachers absolutely should not let such a mistake slide. Oh, that's why Mia's such a good teacher.
What?
You never let a mistake slide, do you, Mia?
Let myself slide down here, so...
Spotted Cow's arrived. Hi, in a good mood. Good mood to you too.
Did I install an upgraded depth module into the Cyclops?
Oh yeah, that's what you were doing, or done,
Thank
or something.
you.
There was the next depth module, or was it the shield? You were going to do the shield next.
Probably both.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Bull says it's an awesome mod. I love it. Nature is Beautiful. It's called, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's called Nature's Sweet.
So I have engine efficiency, Cyclops Mark II, Cyclops Shield, Cyclops
says,
Fire Suppression.
Does Sal mean Tammy Wynette or Chat Tammy? No, we mean Chat Tammy. The star of my RimWorld series. And hello 172, who says, Mia, mistake? Never. And Bulls says, dang it, now I have to go look.
What is that? Oh, part of the submarine.
And Zeron says, after the creation of the Veron Republic, a small group called the Veron Coalition started to form, and I joined the UGA. And Tammy tells Giles how Tammy Wynette spelt her name, which is with a Y. Spotted Cow says, can I get a colonist in RimWorld named after me? And yeah, there are people in chat are in like all you sexy viewers are in RimWorld, but I think I just said before you joined Spotted Cow that I'm having a bit of it's a slow renaming process, because what I'm doing is I'm waiting. Whenever we get some colonists who shack up together or form a relationship, then I name one of the pair after somebody in chat, so that we don't end up with like Bell also married to Blazing Gale or something. Yep, Nature's Pretty Sweet's what it's called. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to introduce. And what I might do as well, while I'm putting Nature's Pretty Sweet in there, is
All systems online.
some of the other sort of vegetation type mods. Things like some of the farming mods that just introduce more vegetables, like lettuce and stuff like that, would just sort of fit in with it, I think. And Potato says, what's the most unusual relationship you've seen in RimWorld that has named villagers? Example of named people, Mir, Sal, Babom, Potato. Well, in an offline game, when I was doing a test before I put out the series where we had Nidite Lane. I was testing it for balance, and I had all of us lot, and Minty was hilarious. He was hitting on everybody. Anytime we got a new woman in the place, Minty was hitting on them. It was so true to life. It was unbelievable. And he ended up in a relationship with somebody who'd joined the colony. And then a little while later, split up with them. Started hitting on somebody else, and then split up with the colonist he'd settled down with, and jumped in bed with a different one. And it was so funny. My mom says you can get a cow named after you, as in Spotted Cow. And I unfortunately can't name the animals unless there's a mod for it that I've not got loaded. Oh, Xeron corrects me, it's UGA, not Ooga. Giles says, so you're saying there's an orgy in RimWorld? Couldn't possibly comment. And Babom says, are you a Mir in RimWorld, or are you keeping yourself emotionally detached from it? I'm keeping emotionally detached because when I played Nidite Lane, one of the problems I had was that if my character died, it made it extremely difficult. I couldn't allow my character to die because I was also the storyteller, also the narrator. And so that meant that if something bad happened to me, I had to reload. Which, yeah, it was just a bit awkward.
Would you mind?
Bill also says, at Sal, leaving aside the illegality of underage marriage, I really do not care who RimWorld me ends up snogging. Yeah, but Bill also, how do you know that other people are as free and easy about snogging you? And Zero says he's wheezing like crazy. Is that normal when you have flu? Yeah, unfortunately so. There's a lot of it going round at the moment. And Spotted Cow says, the fun is to see how we get together. In my RimWorld, Mia got married to Taka. Oh gosh, now there is a marriage made in heaven. Can you imagine?
No, I can't. I'd be very scared all the time.
Bull says, there is a mod which allows you to rename animals, I believe. Yeah, I was pretty sure there was. I don't know which one. But one was saying, the other day I was trying a soul cyborg RimWorld, rejecting any other people, and I had a visitor who attempted to get off with my colonist despite him having a -3 liking for her. And yeah, Bull says, oh no, Taka. And Potato says, a common one for me is Mia dating Sal or being a nudist. And Babom says, I would snog Beloso for a better room with a TV. Bull says, about renaming the animals, I wouldn't. They die too darn easily.
Well, that just gives you the opportunity to, introduce Spotted Cow 2, Spotted Cow 3.
Yeah, that's true.
You were doing the same thing in Oxygen Not Included, actually.
Well, yeah, but in Oxygen Not Included, people are reprinted.
Well, so are animals.
You're printed in the first place, so you can be reprinted. Bill also says, that Sal will be snogging RimWorld me, not real me. If people can't handle that, what hope for them is there? True. Babom said, but then if Mia ended up snogging you, how much would you tease him? Babom says, RimWorld needs toilets, in my opinion. Well, there is a mod
It does
for
not
that.
have any?
No. There's a hygiene mod which I've been thinking about introducing.
You shouldn't overmod your game.
Yeah, that's it. I like to keep the number of mods under control, limited, but because I'm going Nature's Sweet, you see, I could take out the industrial mod. I've not really put that to use yet much. That's the one that makes it look like Factorio. Which is there. I only put the mod in because I thought maybe. I haven't got many mods at the moment which affect the gameplay. The quality of life mods. Zeron says I haven't slept in 3 days. Oh dear. Yeah, flu can do that to you as well. And Bull says, wasn't Minty a nudist in the Nidite Lane real world? RimWorld LP.
In the real world.
Was he?
I don't know.
Might have been.
It's been so
probably
long.
was.
I don't remember what I'm editing.
Not being a nudist, he dates nudists. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah. Oh, Mia dates nudists. Oh, dear. Spotted Cow says the hygiene mod is fun. Mom says, any clue to the next game-breaking update for RimWorld? Don't know. I haven't heard, because the beta 18 update was quite recent. And one of the problems with playing it modded is that even if an update is not game breaking, it'll often break the mods.
I just stepped on a bird. Just to interject in your conversation for a while before I return to being silent again for about an hour, because apparently I can't be included in your conversations.
Of course you can.
No, I cannot. I don't know what to talk about.
Well, at the moment it's mostly RimWorld. Solar Spirit says, I was curious about relationships in RimWorld, since seeing how quickly folks joined the clan. I might have known they would be handled, and handled in detail. Mom says, sleepers for the weak or the same, depending on who you ask. Potato says, I commonly snuggle up to alien-like people, like cat people. And Giles asks if Mia's RimWorld girlfriends are East German nudists. Bull says, about the next RimWorld update, I would imagine that at some point you'll have human pregnancies and children. I think, Potato, weren't you playing a mod that had pregnancy in it? Is that diamonds you're collecting, me?
Yes. But now I'm looking for lithium, and now I can't find anything anymore.
And Spudder Cow says, I don't think it'd be a game-breaking update after it got into beta.
I left a lot of diamonds here.
You did.
And gold.
Belosa says, that Mia, you could talk about those academic obligations you referenced pre-stream.
So apparently, one of the people I'm studying with was celebrating New Year's Eve in a club around town somewhere recently.
Yeah.
And
By recently, you mean on New Year's Eve, I imagine.
probably. I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't. I wasn't really listening because I don't see any point or interest in those activities. Anyway, and apparently she's been. She's had her drink spiked, like on the evening, and apparently this isn't a big deal to her. At least she didn't seem as outraged as I had assumed she'd be. And it got worse. The guy who spiked her drink didn't even do anything with her. Oh, well, that could be good too.
Yeah,
but he just left. She just waddled away and apparently probably just spiked a drink for fun. And then later on, her friends noticed that she had fallen over in the middle of the street, hit her head on a curbstone, and they left her there too because they were too drunk to realise what's going on. She's got great friends. Point in case being, party life is horrible. I wouldn't recommend it from the experiences I've listened to. Well, there you go.
It's no wonder you've been put off alcohol having stories like that, mate.
I've been put off alcohol beforehand.
And James said, what Sal's having me as kid. Oh my god. And Potato says it's core game stuff, people can get knocked up. Spotted Cow has a mod for getting kids. Mir and Taka have 3.
I'm not happy
Zeron's
with
got
that
to
sort
go
of
because
fanfiction.
he can't watch anymore. He's too sick. He's gonna throw up. Oh, and Anubis is here. Salamir.
No, you can't do this. Shortly after we mentioned Taka and me having children, he'll probably have heard that. This is getting awkward. Can we move away now? I'm just gonna fall down here and then we can end the stream because I died and the game's over, right?
No.
I haven't scanned these yet. Okay, goodbye. I guess I'm not scanning you. Have you seen Lithium? You probably weren't paying
I
attention.
wasn't paying attention. I was busy talking about RimWorld. And Anubis, you've got to have a look at my Factorio episode.
You can't just plug that to everybody.
It's at least about half the way through. There's off-screen chatter, which is absolutely hilarious. Mia's cut it out of an outtake and stuck it on the end of the video, but it is about half the video. It's fantastic.
I think we need to impose a limit for you on how many plugs for your series
Well,
you
I'm not
can
trying
do.
to plug it. It's people who need
You're
to know.
plugging it. You're obviously plugging it. People notice how you want to encourage them to watch it.
Oh, I'm not. It's not about the views. It's about an unmissable. It's so funny.
That's just clickbaiting people. How do you call clickbaiting in a conversation?
Anubis says, "I'm talking in both YouTube and Twitch chats now. I'm amazing."
He's scary.
But also
Only
says,
wizards
"What's
can do
this?
that."
Both Ox and Ra in an S&M stream. What's even going on anymore?"
Here. It's a diamond.
Potato says, "I just made you infertile, Sal, because you've expressed dislike for having kids." Yeah. The bomb says, "The RimWorld attracts everyone."
Stabilizing.
Of course, Anubis decides to join in the most unexciting time I've been around here. Then again, that was most of the stream so far, so there wasn't a very high chance for him seeing me doing something exciting.
Oh, actually, Anubis, Almond put a link in Skype earlier on today to tell Boris he had to watch it, because Boris is the main butt of the joke. And he actually links to the point on the video where the outtake starts. And chat's been scrolling past too fast.
Ow! Oh no, where is this?
And Solo Spirit says, "Lol, I mentioned in a comment that the outtake of a load screen was as much fun or more entertaining than the gameplay."
I'm never gonna find the cave again where all the stuff was. And another purple
thing.
tablet.
Shouldn't
I've
you be
already
picking
got
those
2 of
purple
those.
things up?
I don't need them.
Oh, your inventory's full. Don't you need to
Yeah,
go
I know.
home then?
I know. I need to find my way back to the
Oh.
PMS Submoth. But I never find this cave again where I just found all the lithium. All my way
I didn't
out.
know the caves were that extensive on this island.
Oh, there are quite a bit. I get lost in here constantly, and then I walk in a circle and reappear somewhere around the portal.
Ah.
This Anubis is calling for some exciting action.
So, when the new series of Space Engineers go live, using the New Year's map Mia said was going to be used for the series.
What? I didn't
I'm not
say
sure.
that.
I kind of understood all of the words, but was that a question?
Could you
Or a
repeat
statement?
it?
So when the new season of Space Engineers go live, using the New Year's map Mia said was going to be used for the series.
Well, there isn't going to be... We're not going to use... Okay, let me rephrase that. I personally am quite opposed to starting another Space Engineers season.
Until they at least fix it a bit.
Yeah, and I doubt that this will happen soon. So it is unlikely that we'll use that. The server is, as far as I know, still available for people to go on. Excuse me, I feel like I'm currently being
I think
attacked.
someone's trying to eat you, Mia.
Yeah, I'm aware.
But Mom says that outro should be the advert for the NID. If only it could be condensed to 30 seconds. And Solo Spirit says, Babom, that would be an entertaining outro for sure. And Anubis says, 9 people watching, only 3 thumbs up. I think we can do better than that. I'm not really that bothered about thumbs up, though.
I don't need thumbs. They don't
Yeah.
even taste that well in a soup.
Solo Spirit says,
ribs,
too busy
that's-
chatting to give thumbs up, Anubis.
Now, as ribs, that's a different story. If you ever had a potato soup, you can quite enhance its flavour if you put in some ribs to cook along with it. Of
A
course, you
potato
take the
stew?
ribs out. What?
Did you say a potato stew?
Soup.
Oh, soup.
Soup.
Potato soup. Put in some ribs to increase the flavour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though, of course, you have to take the ribs out again because they are bothersome in a soup.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Do you leave the meat on, or is it the rib bones?
Of course you leave the meat on.
I don't know.
This is the wrong cave. How did I get here? I hate how I put my lamp away as soon as I
Subnautica
run.
says the New Year's Eve map Mia talked about, put it on Nidsol. I don't think even Nidsol's working now, is it?
Don't be so pessimistic. It's been doing things. I've just not been looking at it because it depresses me every time I do.
Giles says, the cell nearly got 500 subs. Yeah, I was at 499 last
She
time I
still
looked.
is at 499.
That was... there
But
are
we're
people like
similarly not
Belorso's got
bothered
2
about-
accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah. We're similarly not bothered about subs as we are about thumbs. We don't need them. We're happy
Potato
without
says, what video has the joke and when? I gotta find it now. It's
The first Factorio.
Factorio string monster. I mean, the whole thing's funny, but it's about halfway through when
Where am I?
the outro starts. And did anybody time Boris's absence? I could have even looked by checking that on the video, but I didn't.
I didn't dare to. Because I didn't want to know, to be honest.
Don't eat potato, you're going to hurt his feelings.
He'll be alright. He's not like Melon, who's really upset.
He
every
gets
time.
really upset if you eat melons, yep.
What? What?
Chat's scrolling past so fast and missing it all.
Oh,
Mia,
that.
so you don't need your thumbs, did you say? Dot.
I don't need other people's thumbs. Detached thumbs are really weird.
Oh, Anubis just got 3,000 subs. Oh, well done, Anubis.
Here's a victory clapping, and if I'd be currently sitting on the controls, you get some New Year's Eve fireworks that I still haven't removed from OBS. But Sal doesn't know how to use them, so just weird clapping noises we'll have to do.
Yeah.
Sal, you're not
Jim
even
asks,
clapping.
says, Nidsol is working? Whitelist is working?
Well, the whitelist has been offline for quite some time now.
Bull says, yes, it's, quotes, working, just like Space Engineer, quotes, works.
Ah, I appreciate that.
Bull says 8 minutes. It was all about 8 minutes. Babum says, are you ever going to change your channel description, or has it become a memorial to your unfinished games? Yeah, I'll get around to updating my channel description at some point.
She's not.
I'll make it out of date, but in a different time frame. SE might not work, but Emmy is fun for now.
So your new version will be you've just finished a squash match with Henry VIII.
So Solo Spirit says, oh, so it was well over the 7 then. And then Potato says, oh, the one about talking about him wanking. Yeah, that was part of it. So how does Sal know the average time for self-pleasuring, says Babum? Because at one point in my career, I was a business advisor to a chatline company. And I stayed on with them I did a 3-month contract with them. Was it 3 months or was it 2? This is while they were establishing, because I was in the telecoms industry and I knew all of the rules and regulations and stuff.
Darn it.
And then while they were looking to recruit a nighttime supervisor, I took on the role because, well, wouldn't you just? See what goes on. Oh, Charlie's arrived. Hello, Charlie.
Hello,
He says,
Charlie.
hello, everyone. What did I miss so far? Mia doing
I guess Sal's
things-
going to plug the Factorio episode again, like she's been doing to everybody so far.
Mia's been doing things no one's been paying attention. We've been talking a lot about RimWorld. Anubis is with us, and so's Bulls, and so's everybody else.
Right.
And Giles says it's still up there. It's still up the mountain base I started, and people started contributing, and someone secretly painted it pink.
That was from the Streamvesta Space Engineer server.
Oh, okay. I was racking my brains for what you could stick on the top of a mountain and then have secretly painted pink.
You people should include context in your chat messages at all times, otherwise they'll just seem confusing.
I was, like...
Well, that's a
thinking
general
things.
rule. I noticed that with Anubis' chat messages too. By the time he gets around to them, he probably doesn't know what they were about anymore, so it usually helps if you put in context. Sorry if I'm trying to instruct your viewers on how to do their thing. By you, I meant Anubis, just to add some context.
And Solo Spirit says, hey, she's plugging RimWorld and Factorio.
No, she's not. Chat's been inquiring about RimWorld. She's just been doing Factorio. I walked in circles again.
But also says, wait, what? The pink pandit returned?
No,
Anubis Ra said no, they were red. And I gave Anubis his full name, like his Sunday name, Anubis Ra. Red roses, really? 7 minutes? Wow, am I that rigid? It takes me like 1 to 2 hours.
I didn't
Context
want to know
is
that.
king.
Got too many tablets.
Mum says I think you should visit a doctor at Potato.
Also got
Anubis
too many
says, I'm
diamonds.
working. In quotes. Bull says, I'm not working. Oh, and Anubis, did you catch the rest of the chatter in Skype?
You probably shouldn't. Otherwise, you'll have to realize there's another Comic-Con coming up.
Was that?
Not a Comic-Con per se, but a Comic-Con level pilgrimage event.
Was
I
that
already
a
gave away too
pineapple?
much. What?
There was a plant that looked like a pineapple.
Have me go back for this?
I'm sure it's not a pineapple. Should be on your right. Well, yeah, at least you spotted, I think.
You don't need the gold. This?
Yeah, that.
It's not a pineapple, it's a bulbo tree.
It's a bulbo. Okay.
Have we got that out of the way now? Do you still need to distract me?
Any
Can I
more
go back
plugs
to
and
my
you'll blow the breaker. Spotted Cow said, Sal, rest of the story. You got to night shift. And And I'll just catch up with chat and then I'll tell the rest of the story. So, yes, Charlie, it's actually unusual for both Anubis and me to be on this time, says Bulls. Babom says, this stream is slowly becoming not safe for work. It's not usually safe for work, to be fair. Or if it is, it's...
Your boss would criticize you for watching this while at work. So it is not safe for work, really. So is any stream, really. You could be watching a stream of Dora the Explorer and your boss would still want to have some answers.
Giles says, scan the Bulbo tree.
I'm not scanning the Bulbo tree.
So there's not much more to the story, actually. There's the way the company was set up, because it was a new company. I was helping them set up and helping them get through all of the regulations that, because the telecoms regulators very, very strict about stuff related to premium rate lines, and they had two aspects to the business. One was like a top shelf sex chat line, and the other was a tarot card reading chat line. And it's actually the tarot reading that brought in most of the profits, but it was the sex lines that covered most of the costs. That was sort of the bread and butter, because it was very regular. So I was helping them build their business plan in the first place, and helping them sort of set up the processes to make sure that they stayed within the regulations.
Is tarot card reading via telephone these days still a thing?
What? Oh, I have no idea. It was then, but I don't know. I'm
Let's
sure it's
call
gone
one of
more
those
on
tarot lines and then just ask the lady.
Oh, the average call length, if you excluded the sort of under a minute outliers, the average call length was hideously long. It was like 20 odd minutes. So what I had was like I had the supervisor's switchboard, which meant that I could listen in on any of the callers, whether it was they had the tarot line people in one room and the sex ladies in another room. And I actually sat with the tarot readers because there's far more regulations over tarot readers on chat lines than there are over the sex chat line girls. And so with the sex chat line girls, because I wasn't in their room, what I tended to do was to just listen in on their calls to make sure that... And the main thing I was looking for was to make sure that if any of them were on a call for... Because they were all paid a bonus according to how long they kept the callers on, or how many minutes of calls they took. So if anyone was on for more than 7 minutes, then I'd just check in to make sure that they were actually on a call, because the way their time was recorded was basically by how long their phone stayed off the hook after a call had been diverted to them. So I just wanted to I always needed to just check that they weren't sort of taking the piss and leaving their phone off the hook after a call had ended. And with the tarot line guys, they had... One of the problems with the tarot line premium rates is that you get quite a few suicide callers. And that was... So my job was, if somebody felt that they had a suicide caller, then I had to take the call from them to make sure that we were fulfilling duty of care. And because it's extremely difficult when you've got somebody who is in the midst of a suicide attempt to still stay within the regulations. Because there's regulations on the chat lines about things like you can't ask anybody for their address. So if you want to send an ambulance to somebody's house, then you actually have to talk to the regulator. So you have to tell the person who's in the middle of a suicide attempt that you're about to talk to a third party who may or may not be listening in. So yeah, it got dark quickly. Yeah. It was...
Would you then have the authority to ask for an address?
Yeah.
Seeing how you're the regulator?
No, I wasn't the regulator. I was the
you're not.
supervisor. So the regulator is a third-party overseeing body, and the
Which
regulator.
body are you then? The fourth?
No, I was the
second.
company.
You were the person calling. You're the suicider.
I'm the supervisor of the call handler. But then there is a government agency whose job it is to make sure that the premium rate chatline people all abide by the rules. And part of the way they do that is by monitoring on a reasonably frequent but sporadic random basis. So you never knew whether or not any of the calls were at that moment being monitored by the regulator. So you always had to be careful of that, because what would happen is if a regulator monitored a call and heard somebody ask for an address of a caller, they would immediately cut the whole company dead.
Ooh.
So they had that power, and obviously that's extremely bad for your business. But also, if you're trying to get something like an ambulance to somebody who's in the middle of a suicide attempt, then you don't want your telephone line to be cut at that moment. Sexy Sal up a telegraph pole with a hard hat and neat idea for Potato to draw. With a tool belt, says Giles. And Potato says, noted, Giles. Giles says, I think Sal talking about telecommunications gets her turned on. I just know a lot about it. That was my industry for an awful long time. Potato says, from Sal getting free ear porn to dead people. Yep. Bombs, that was pretty much what the job was. I didn't do it for very long. I was only a nighttime supervisor for 2 or 3 weeks before the permanent nighttime supervisor got in place. But Mom says, so Mia is the suicide caller, Sal is the chat girl, and Potato is the telephone. Right, got it. But the funny side of it was listening to the sex chat women, because I'd never hear the whole story. I just get, but if someone
you mean
had been
listening
on a call
to
for
them
a long
after
time,
the call, right?
No, during the call.
Oh,
Because
God.
what I would be when I'd be looking for, like I say, is has someone been on a call for a long time? Is that call still a real call? And I didn't hang around on those calls because I've got a lot of people to monitor. But I just want to make sure that they're definitely still on a call and I've definitely still got a real caller there. It
Nice.
was there was one time where like I say, I missed the conversation leading up to it and I missed the conversation afterwards, but a call had been going on for quite a long time, so I just clicked in to check it was a real call, and the woman was actually arguing back with the caller to say that she absolutely refused to sit in a bath of, I can't remember whether it was beans or custard, because she didn't like it, and so they settled on the other one because she was happy with that. And I can't remember which way round it was, but it was like she just was not having this sex in a bath of beans, but sex in a bath of custard was perfectly fine.
Perfectly. Okay, I'm not arguing.
There was loads of them that were funny at the time. I've forgotten most of them, but that one, yeah, the bath of beans. How do you mix sex chat and tarots? They're both premium rate. I mean, they were advertised in different newspapers and advertised in different. You wouldn't know if you were a caller. You wouldn't know that they were the same company. But it's all handled through the same switchboard, and obviously the call handlers were completely different people. I think about a third of the call handlers on the tarot lines were male, and I tell you what, they were deadly serious about it. There's like some of them they come with sort of silk tablecloths, and it'd have crystals set out, and it was all whether you buy into it or not, what they believed in what they were doing. So they brought their own decks of cards. Each of them had their own different methods of sort of shuffling and picking the cards, and how they all read it and stuff like that. Wouldn't want your switchboard misrouting those calls. Yeah, absolutely. Should have had the tarot cards read that you need to call a sex line. Potato says, "Oh, you're so big," and the next card is the moon. Giles says it's gone from talking about the stream to talking about Mir and selling porn.
Where did I come from there?
I don't know. But Mom says, "I'm definitely not a believer. I think my mum is, though." And Solo Spirit says, "Considering this was phone chat and not cam chat, I consider the no baked beans instead of custard to be a failure of imagination thing." I didn't, other than just checking that there was definitely 2 people on that call, I didn't follow it through. But I think that quite possibly her insistence on not doing exactly what it was he wanted was her success in keeping the call long. Because the longer you kept the call, the more money you made, and the more money the company made. Are you sure they were tarot cards? Maybe they were just playing solitaire, or they could have been using any. I didn't care if they read runes. You know, it was. I was actually really surprised though to find that they were serious about what they did, because when I got involved with the 2 women who were setting the company up before I'd ever seen the inside of a chatline place. And it was all because I'd started working with them before they'd even rented the building, because that was one of the first things I helped them to do, was to sort out their lease. Yeah, they just needed someone with that kind of experience, sort of, you know, general business experience to help them set up. I was very surprised by what I saw inside that company. A lot of things took me by surprise. And Giles says, "You keep banging on about how you hate naked East Germans." Not me. Oh, me. Bill also says, "Those power cell chargers..." Oh, something about the stream, Mir. "Those power cell chargers remind me of Johnny Five." That's the original Wall-E.
Well done.
Potato says, "How can one make beans sexy?" I can't imagine beans being sexy. I don't like beans. Maybe in a pornographic film in a sexy way, Potato, suggests Giles. Bull says, "I'm glad the readers were serious about it. I mean, some of these people who called really needed to talk to people like that, and knowing they were setting things up properly. Even if I don't believe it's real, it's very cool to know." Yeah. What felt exploitative about it, though, was that the more desperate the people were that were calling the tarot lines, the longer the calls were without the tarot card readers trying. And so the bills that these people were racking up were horrendous. I mean, it would be, like, in dollars, you're talking maybe $150 a call. But I could sort of reconcile that with, especially with the suicide callers, they were calling a tarot line rather than calling a helpline. And I mean, I handled 3 calls myself. One which involved an overdose where I had to get an ambulance to someone's house. Another one was talking someone down for bridge. And Can't remember. The third one was really, really freaky. I can't remember the actual suicide method that was underway at the time, but it turned out to be somebody I knew, which for a national phone number was, yeah, really quite bizarre. Did the chat girls and Mad Men have long toilet breaks at the same time? And Bull says, I cannot imagine how much money they spent, indeed. Giles says, so was it just female cell or were the males also? The sex lines were all female call handlers. I have... Of the calls I listened into, they were always male.
Calorie intake.
May, you've left it too late again.
I'm fine. I just need to... Oh no, I need to go down. Down. Come on. Come on. I'm fine.
Signs stabilizing.
Just. Oh, you got a squid there, mate.
I'm aware. Hold on.
I wasn't aware.
Hi.
But on the tarot lines, it was
What the hell
both
is that?
male and female callers and readers. Probably majority female. Well, no, actually, we did get quite a lot of male callers. Of the 3 suicide calls
Oh,
I handled.
that's right.
Ooh, what's that?
That's one of those exploding fish.
Oh yeah,
I had an egg of that.
it's the
And
The
that
Mario
there
shell.
apparently is a cuddlefish.
a cuddlefish.
It's like a dog in fish form. They advertised it
Oh,
on the main menu for weeks. How many Oculuses did we spawn in here? There's 1. There's 2. Did we only get 2?
do they breed?
They're supposed to, but I guess the thing is full with all those Reginalds.
Yeah, you best eat some Reginald's then.
Well, I'm going to stick
Where was
some in
I
the
with that?
bioreactor in a
Also saying-
moment. Oh, goodness. Well, I guess the crash fish is going in there now.
I'm trying to think of a replacement for shit for me as delicateers.
What you?
Oh, Siddly Sip. How's that? Someone you knew. Why did you
Fiddlesticks.
use past tense?
Look, Sal, fish. I'm a magician. Apparently. Is it gonna get the thing eventually? I guess it did. Alright, now
It
stop
reminds me
following
of
me.
Potato's bird. Yeah, he survived. That was he was a he. The other 2 were women. Potato quotes me as saying, with a bored tone, saying, "Okay, the line's set up. You listen here, moan here. Also, I'll be listening to you, so do a good job. Your card is the moon." Babom says, helping someone without face-to-face communication must be hard. I got a lot of training before I did it. So, and it was particularly about, because that was the only point where I would actually get involved in a call was if I had a suicide caller. And so that was the training that I was given. It's been quite useful, actually.
This should be enough.
Because understanding how to deal with people who are in that kind of desperation sort of plays out in other situations as well, where you've got other crisis situations, just how to stop and pause and listen before you start speaking.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Whoops.
Giles says, was Reginald Sal's sex chatline caller name?
Yeah, that's the original tank.
Oh, sheep. Yeah, yeah. Babom's saying, oh, sheep, maybe.
I just tried to drop my bloody knife into the aquarium here.
Oh, dear.
It's alright, I didn't do it, just tried to. See, I'm fine.
Sheep was a replacement for fiddlesticks, as opposed to anything to do with pornography.
Seek fluid intake.
I shall do in a moment, don't worry.
Bill also says that mere valuables.
Valuables! Thank you!
That was in quotes.
Was a bit late, though.
That might have been my fault.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Yeah. So the guy I knew who called in, the reason why it was so bizarre was that it was somebody who we had sublet one of the offices in the suite of offices that we'd rented for the chat lines. We'd sublet a sort of little side office, and this guy had he was one of the directors of the company that had sublet the office from us, and he had attempted to swindle the company out of it was close on £100,000, I think, and things didn't go well. Because I mean, it wasn't exactly the most official company, but anyway, they attempted to murder him.
There's
in
my
the
power
office.
cell.
It was during the day, during the daytime, because it was one of the day shift who found the guy just like mashed up in a pulp on the floor. He managed to crawl out of his office into the joint corridor, and yeah, that was all a mess. But the head injuries that he sustained as a result, like he'd survived the beating. Or his colleagues got done for attempted murder. This was about 3 months later that by the sounds of the call, I got the impression that he was calling several sort of fortune-telling chat lines. And it was all to do with the breakdown of his relationships since this situation that had happened. He talked about how a bad thing had happened to him in the past, and how his relationship was had broken down with his girlfriend, and he had nothing left to live for. And the reason why he was calling was because he wanted to know, his cards reading to find out whether or not his girl was ever going to come back to him, because he had nothing else to live for. And he talked about the pain he was in with the headaches, and how he'd had a thing happen. And as we got into talking about sort of what had happened to him, that was when I started the story got very familiar, and I thought, and then I recognised like his voice as being one of the directors of the company that we'd sublet to. Now, they knew the name of our company, but they didn't know what we actually did, so he didn't know he was calling us. It was all really bizarre.
Dedicated salt locker.
Belle also says, that Sal, it was about 4 to 5 minutes of your fault. That was like, me being slow reading chat.
Oh, that! How many minutes ago was that?
Oh, ages ago.
Thank goodness.
Tater says, I know how you feel,
completely
Sal, but the
new
only difference
set
is that I had to talk friends out of taking their own life. Yeah, it's sometimes...
Silicone rubber. Carry on, don't let me distract you.
Murder me, what's wrong with you, Sal? Says James.
What?
Mum says, when did this stream get so dark? I thought we were laughing at Boris having a wank between recordings. And Giles says, well, he might wank between streams to Australian pornographic videos. Or maybe Kylie. Anubis says, an entire locker for salt. That seems appropriate.
Apparently it's my trademark thing.
But Mum says it's when she says, and that's how I met your father, that this stream gets really weird. Giles says, Mia triggered the salt word, and Mia now has collected 369 grams of salt.
Oh, goodness.
The Solo Spirit says it's a cell streamer bomb. You know they sprout off in many, many different directions. Oh, and then Alfie comes out of the corker. Says, Boris wanking to Kylie. He should be so lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky. I don't know if Mia's either ignoring that or it might have just gone over his head.
It's going over my head.
Ah.
I need to move the nickel somewhere.
Spotted Cow says, need a salt sub.
A salt sub. I've got too many diamonds.
Oh boy. Yeah, everybody likes Alfie's thing.
What did Alfie do?
He said Boris wanking to Kylie. He should be so lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
I don't get it.
It was a Kylie Minogue song. I should be so lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
I don't get it.
Kylie Minogue.
Doesn't tell me
Sexy
anything.
Australian singer
Never heard of it.
of old.
Is
Obviously
nickel
didn't make
yellow?
Well, also got it. He's German.
Doesn't mean anything.
I think Mia's just tuned out of chat stuff. Is that?
I am. I need to find a place for this stuff. What can I call nickel and sulfur together? What's this?
Nickel and sulfur. It sounds like a battery.
The moment it's in yellow,
No,
I
it's
need a
called
new
yellow.
name
For
for nickel and sulfur.
why are you putting those two things together?
I don't know, because I ran out of space in the insulation locker.
Why don't you call it extra space then?
I can't call it extra space, otherwise I won't know what's in there. If I call it yellow, I know what's in there. Speaking of which, I need to put the yellow thing in the yellow locker.
Well, why don't you put all the yellow stuff in the yellow locker and then put all the nickel in a nickel locker?
Because I don't have space
Nickel
for a
locker
nickel
glory.
locker. Is nickel a salt? Probably not. Nickel is also not organic.
And Solo Spirit says, pop culture is not Mia's strong point, methinks. True. And Spotted Cow says, you're not alone, Mia, I don't get it either.
And now that thing's full.
Elements, says Tammy.
Element. Those are all elements.
Lots of things are elements. It was a nice one, though. As Mia tuned out because he's embarrassed to show off his lederhosen porn collection, says Giles.
Thank you.
Beloso says, that's Sal. Yes, I'm German, but I'm also old enough to remember when Kylie Minogue still made music. Ah.
I don't know who currently makes music, so how would I remember who made music in the past?
I'm just trying to think when Lucky.
What the hell happened to my
I
picture?
Should Be So Lucky came out.
Oh,
It
there
must
it
have
goes.
been late 80s.
This doesn't do. I can't walk up to my bloody picture.
Ah! That's Kylie Minogue.
It doesn't really tell me anything still.
Well, Alfie's linked the YouTube video,
Oh, I have
which
it.
may or may not be Kylie Minogue singing I Should Be So Lucky, because James Solomon says actually it's his rather large train porn collection. But I think that might have been in relation to the lederhosen porn collection.
Oh, how lovely. I have it. Yeah, I don't want it to pedo arm.
Babom says, but I don't know who this is directed at. Nickel is an element, not a salt. Nickel is a metal.
it's there for the moment.
Potato says,
So I'm gonna
am
make
I
an advanced
muted or
firing.
ignored? No, it's just that there's lots of chat scrolling past. And when something like a photograph appears, then I lose half a page of chat. Solo Spirit says mid to late 80s, yeah. Alfie says I should be so lucky was 1987. My mum says, don't you mean Engineers magazines with all those boiler parts on show? Oh, that reminds me about that poem that my member of my staff wrote about boilers. Which also reminds me that I've got a recording of Boris reading a poem that he once wrote, which wasn't pornographic, but is as bizarre as you would imagine a Boris poem to be. I can't remember if he said the way he wrote it, or the way it sounds like he wrote it, was every day when he woke up or something, he would just add one more line to the poem. I'll have to release that recording at some time when I find something. Giles says, I think Boris with Kylie is Can't Get You Out of My Head. Yeah, it was #1 in 1987. Bill also says, Boris reading a Boris poem? Want. Maybe Boris and Madonna like a virgin. Oh, what we had a NID Christmas party, an impromptu NID Christmas party, which was like all of us. It all started off very sensible. We were all in a big, like just a Skype call or Discord or something, because we were sorting out the technical details about the New Year's Eve stream sometime around about Christmas, and it descended into madness quite quickly, and the alcohol started flowing, and we turned it into a bit of a party and stuff. And we went into Plug DJ and started playing videos to each other, and it was mostly based. I don't know. It started off with something to do with Jimmy Somerville. I remember that bit because I was telling Boris about how my old boss once sexually assaulted Jimmy Somerville while he was visiting number 10 Downing Street. My ex-boss is gay. Whilst drunk at a party at number 10 Downing Street. And that was like one of his biggest claims to fame. Yeah, so we were watching Jimmy Somerville. Was he Communards? Can't remember now. But anyway, we were watching pop videos from... It started off with pop videos around the 1980s period. I remember someone played Karma Chameleon at some point. It was very good. Potato says, Sal, you should have a minor series of just reading books from games like Skyrim, or in general like Harry Potter. Well, we did the German lessons in Space Engineers.
Doesn't count.
Bell also says, what's number 10 Downing Street? Is that some special address? Yes, it's the British equivalent of
Kanzleramt.
Okay, or the American White House. It's where the Prime Minister lives and does her business. Mom says, so this is your elusive gay boss again? Yeah. Ex-boss. He's not my boss anymore. He hasn't been my boss for, I don't know, maybe 5 years or so? Bob says it's where the biggest brothel in London is. Baby, I thought that was Westminster. And Anubis says it's 24 Sussex Drive in Canada. Oh, really? Yeah, or the equivalent of the Kremlin in Russia. So, Mia, what are we doing? Because I've completely lost track of what you're doing. We've been chatting for an hour and a half and I've missed everything.
Setting up a charging system for the Cyclops, so I can have a
nice.
completely separate set of batteries for the Cyclops ready whenever I need it. Which also means I kind of need a whole set of new power cells, which I don't have. So that's where I'm currently collecting all my batteries for, so I can make more power cells. But I just remembered, I think I need 2 batteries per power cell, right? I do. And loads of silicon rubber. So I guess I'm using all my batteries now.
And Potato says, I just find story time with Sal really relaxing and would be nice to listen to whilst working on art.
Well, she's been delivering you story time this entire past hour. Just save those streams.
I think Potato's referring to story time with Sal when we do Skyrim.
Oh, that. Well, I suppose. Okay, so, hold on. Oop. Where do I store the batteries while I'm gone? So I'm gonna need 12 batteries. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I could do something like, if I could think of a game that needs no audio or no narration, then I could just read a book over the top of it. Giles says, I thought Mia was having sex with Reginald. No, he was eating Reginald. And Anubis says, story time with Sal is great. I miss partners in grime and grind. Yeah. Of the story time with Sal podcast. Could do.
You can't just have a podcast.
I'll have a play with that idea, and well, no. What I'll do is I'll plant it like a seed in the back of my mind and let it brew until something comes up, and maybe we'll do something. But yeah, if you want to hear something similar, if you've not watched German lessons, then that is pretty much what we were doing, because
You
or
shouldn't
at least
plug
from
that.
what.
You can't just plug German lessons. I'm embarrassed about them.
Shush.
Can't shush me.
We did, the first few episodes of German lessons was me building things or us flying places, something like that. It was things like that while I tried to do stuff and Mia tried to teach me German.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Ouch.
And then partway through the series, and it's probably, the clue is probably in the episode titles, I got good enough that I could read books. And so I was reading stories to Mia, and Mia was translating what I was reading. So I'd read in German, and Mia would
Translate into
translate what it was I was saying. But I could understand mostly what I was reading. I'd have to ask Mia a word every so now and then to understand what it meant. But yeah, it was good. It was always funny because we did Little Red Riding Hood at one point, and that was
Oh God.
Mia was horrified with the version that I was reading and how it was not true to the version that he was familiar with. And Veloster says, that's Sal, no offence, but I'd rather have Boris. I mostly skip Skyrim story time these days. It's your personal stories that I like. And Silly Spirit says, I used to worry about spoilers from this stream, but few spoilers, and chat is so lively that it's as easy to lose yourself in that than the game. As long as we keep you entertained. And Spotcow says, and have Mia in the background grumbling away. Alfie says, tell the truth, Potato, you really want Sal to do ASMR videos for you.
Oh, it's too bright up here. Let's go down again.
ASMR. Okay, I give in. BDSM, I know. What's ASMR? Potato says, not a bad idea, noobs. I missed something. I've missed something in chat. We've scrolled past something. I'm gonna have to get back and find out what that was. What did I miss? Can someone... What was Anubis's idea? Bill also says, that's Sal. I think German Lessons in Space Engineers is where I started actively commenting on your videos. Ah. Boam says, by the time Sal has finished Skyrim, you'll have 100 hours worth of story time with Sal. And Charlie says, Red Riding Hood was awesome. Autonomous sensory meridian response.
So we whisper into a microphone for hours on end and people find that relaxing.
Oh. I can whisper into a microphone.
Please don't.
Why?
Because we're not that sort of stream.
Okay.
You can do that with your own, but I'll try to sabotage you at every step I can take.
It's alright, the game's probably too loud for me whispering into a microphone anyway.
You know what would be good? You know what would be good ASMR? Just the sound of this thing without us talking.
No, it's too high pitched for me. It's got a nasty little
I
noise.
mean as a concept, not this one in particular as an example. People just like those weird rain and humming sounds.
I've never heard it called ASMR though.
I guess it's.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but know exactly the type of thing you're talking about. But when I was a student, I did have. Oh yeah, they were called relaxation. It wasn't music. It was relaxation. Ambient something. When I was a student, because I did have one. Bizarre thing is, I don't think it was... Certainly wasn't DVD. I've got a feeling it wasn't. I've got a feeling it was a cassette tape. Which is bizarre, because I didn't actually have a cassette player until year 2000. Solo Spirit says throbbing engines as ASMR. Yep, it could be a thing. Yeah, I can see how. Well, Mia's used to sleeping next to a boiler. You see, it's probably got a certain amount of throbbing sounds to it. But also quotes me as saying it certainly wasn't DVD. Granny Sal. Yeah, I'm remembering back a few years now, back when I was a student. No, we didn't have those DVDs. Well, we did have DVDs, but that's one thing. It was, what was that? I'm remembering this thing, this relaxation ambient sounds thing that I had. I'm sure it was cassette tape, but I can't remember how on earth I would have listened to it. Belosa says, at Solo Spirit, more like throbbing organs. Oh, and I almost missed it. Beloso quotes Anubis saying, Sal tells stories and Potato does speed art of what she's saying live. Whispering into a microphone. I'm not sure whether that was part of the same quote.
Look at this. Full set of power cores.
Oh,
again.
your new rods.
Thank you for ruining it. Now, what am I going to do with this thing? It's nuclear waste. I can't just leave it lying around.
Box it
the garbage bin.
The garbage bin.
Can't be used for nuclear waste. Thank you.
Use biohazard trash can instead. There you go.
That's not the same. Where do I put my silicone? Never mind. There, that
Sure
counts.
you can. America does, says Pulse. And Tammy says, there used to be ambient machines that would play sounds to help people sleep. had. I remember getting something like the sound of rain on my phone.
Wouldn't it be, instead of a VHS tape, wouldn't it be a cassette for a Walkman or something?
Yeah, exactly. It was like a C60 or C90 cassette for a Walkman type thing, but I didn't have a cassette player
Nuclear waste
when I was a
disposal.
student.
What do I need for that?
I remember being quite excited because when year 2000, it was like New Year's Eve 1999, I went out and bought myself a stereo system that had a cassette deck on it. And I had all kinds of cassettes that I'd never listened to. But
got rid of it.
Shortly obsolete afterwards.
Well, now that I've done that, I can finally return to my previous thing. Oh, hold on.
Solo Spirit says in 7-minute clips, micro ASMR. And then Bill also quotes either me or you, I'm not sure who said it, going, "Ooh, your new rods." Alfie says, "Mia, just use the French method, drop it in another hemisphere."
Welcome aboard, Captain. All
And
systems online.
Potato says, "Just dump it into the water." Bull says, "We leave nuclear waste everywhere." Babom says, "Just stick it in the pond, no one will notice until it's too late."
Well, I'm the only guy around this planet, so in theory, if I wanted to ruin this ecosystem, I could just dump it in here somewhere.
True.
But I just installed a nuclear waste bin, so I might as well use that.
Indeed. Solar Spirit says, "Tammy, there are still YouTube channels doing ambient and white noise things for relaxation." Oh, and Zeron's back. Hello, Zeron. I hope you're feeling
Welcome
a bit
back.
better. Or at least not as bad.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Those Reginalds are a pest at this point. I only managed to get one bloody... What do you call
One
them?
Reginald.
Oculus.
Oh, you've only got one Oculus.
But I got one additional Oculus. I've
Oh.
seen 2 other ones somewhere around here, but I forgot where they were.
But you've got
There's one,
a
there's
whole
the other
banquet
one.
of Reginalds.
Yeah, I do. I don't know what to do with them. Do I need to just keep them out of the tank for a minute for the Oculuses to do stuff?
And Spotted
Come-
Cow
come
says,
here.
"And to see how old we all are, what is the difference between a C60 and a C90? Do you know the difference, Mia, between a C60 and C90?
Don't ask me. I'm not familiar with English culture and your weird naming conventions. I wouldn't know.
I don't think that would have changed much across countries.
Oh, do your horses know? Wrong fish. Come back.
Solar Spirit says, "Considering all the radiation spilt from the Aurora, I think we're fine with those little things."
Oh yeah, fair point. That would have had an impact. You got stuck in a blood vine. I saw Reginald swim down there. Where is he?
Babom set off the bomb command, and Babom says it's January 10th, 2018.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot to fix
9:42
that.
to 22 p.m. GMT plus 0000.
Yeah, ignore that. It's a bit broken at the moment. Just let him do it manually.
And Tammy said, "Solar Spirit, true, but I'm talking about life before YouTube, if you can believe that happened." And yeah, that's like Babom said, still seeing double GMT, Mir. But that was before we commented on this, and about 30 minutes.
Oh, maybe lost 30 minutes ago. You're behind.
No, I'm just trying to work out what the 30 minutes was about. Life before YouTube. Maybe. Anubis is surprised. Babom, you have a command just for you to tell the date and time. Yeah, he does.
He does.
Yeah,
He's very
but
lazy
Bombys
about
are-
it. He usually works a lot better, but I've been recently messing with the format, and ever since it looks like this. He wasn't happy
Babom
with
was
the
our
previous
time
format.
teller.
He was.
Yeah, and so sometimes Babom's not in the stream, so we have to have another way to because it's Babom's job. Nobody else dare tell the time. But also correctly says the C60 has 30 minutes per side, and the C90 has 45 minutes per side. And Potato says, Reggie's sure do hump like rabbits.
Just need, like...
Charlie recommends to Tammy try the ambientmixer.com. Anubis says there has to be a story there. And Alfie says the difference between a C60 and a C90, about 600 spins on a ballpoint pen when winding them.
Alright, guys, it's your lucky day.
Oh, theirs. I thought it was my lucky day then for a
No,
minute.
you don't get to have lucky days.
Every
or do you
day's
want
a
me to
lucky
dump
day
you
for
in
me.
the ocean too?
No, thank you.
See? Now, where was I? I've
Oh
done
yeah,
that.
today's YouTube thumbnail has Babom in it.
It does?
Yeah.
Did you notice that, or did somebody in chat notice that?
No, I did. Potato just pointed it out, but I'd noticed it before. And then Nightbot says the spotted cow has rolled a 1 and thus will be a spotted toe for the next 3 turns.
Oh no, I need... Hold on, that was the Oculus tank.
It's one of my favourites.
For a moment I was worried. I need a water bottle, I think. I need a water bottle before I can disembark. Oops. I need a water filtration system for the Cyclops, I think.
That'd be a good idea, because you tend to stay out for a while in
Yeah,
the
I know, but
Cyclops.
unfortunately that is not a thing that exists for it.
Oh.
So I
I
just...
thought you could put anything in the Cyclops.
Apparently, well, I can't these things because they're room modules.
Oh.
So water will be done in 2%.
Do you have to make a lot of water and stock up your lockers then?
Well, yeah, I already have 2, and there's another 2 coming up right here. Oh, you mind? And while I'm at it, I might as well just pour the salt over into the appropriate box.
My mum says, damn, my stomach sounds like a blue whale, but I don't have anything to eat. Sad face.
Nice. That was in regards to moving the silver over to the appropriate locker.
You didn't even skip lunch today.
I just need to
He
find
doesn't
a
like
place
the
for
bomb's thumbnail.
nickel.
No, he doesn't like Potato's thumbnail.
Wow. Rude.
Which may be because he hasn't had anything to eat. Oh, what was that phrase I don't like? Hangry. When people get grumpy because they're hungry, and it's someone somewhere took to calling it hangry. And I've
Who
come across
calls it
the word
that? I've never
hangry in
heard
a
it
few places.
before.
Have you not?
No.
I don't like it.
I mean, I can see why I wouldn't like it either, but, you know, I've never heard that. Anyway, I have finally put everything in here that I'm going to need for my expedition, like a few water bottles and myself. So I'm ready to do some adventuring now.
Engine
Only got 45 minutes left, mate. Sorry, only got
45?
15 minutes left.
Oh.
Is it too late to order a takeout? Oh, you're in Brighton, is it? Should have like 24-hour takeouts or like
Depends on
Deliveroo
what
will do it.
takeout you want.
Yeah, as long as if you're not fussy, I'm sure there'll be a kebab shop open somewhere. Tammy says I hear hangry a lot, and I don't like it either. Hangry just sounds like a bad hangover. Yeah, actually, if somebody said that you were hangry and it was because you were grumpy because you had a hangover, that somehow seemed right.
No, it doesn't.
I'd be
Still sounds
happier
like
about
a
that.
silly word.
Alfie says, haven't had a nice greasy kebab in ages. No, I haven't either.
For how popular those things are apparently in Britain, I've had a hard time spotting any of those shops around here in comparison to the amount of doner shops we have in Germany.
Oh, they're on every street. It's just
I have
that
literally
they are...
never seen one.
Well, they don't call themselves kebab shop.
What do you call them?
There's very few of them that are specialist kebab shops. Most of them just refer to themselves as being a takeaway. Most of them do pizzas, burgers, fried chicken.
Oh, that's just against the spirit.
Kebabs. Well, because it's all drunk food. So different people have different preferences for their drunk food. My preference for drunk food is kebabs.
I want to have dedicated dinner shops. Alright, so how many spider squids are we going to encounter today? Probably more important, will we have to end the stream right in front of one?
Quite possibly.
What's the radar
And
say?
have you got enough power if you need to go to silent running?
I've
Yeah.
got 100%. I recently stocked up.
The bomb says, yep, Brighton, the gay capital of the UK. It's like Manchester challenges you.
I feel like because you have to point that out every time, you feel like this is not actually the
It's
What's that?
It is a strong challenge to Manchester. Oh, Manchester is a strong. Ooh, like a giant crab, mate.
Well, it's not attacking my submarine so far. And it
Silent
doesn't appear as a
movement.
red
Yeah.
dot down there.
It doesn't look
They look stampy.
friendly. They're like giant lobsters. or
They've got
something.
a leg in the middle of their face. So I'm gonna call them stamp elephants. Looks very flat. Allowed to. Farewell, friends. I should have probably scanned them.
Maybe.
Oh, fine. Hold on.
Anyway, there is.
Powering down.
Chat has been scooting past while I've been watching that. Check Uber Eats if you have the coins, says Potato. Solo Spirit says that he misses kebabs. Mom says, I fancy a curry, but not sure I trust a 24-hour curry shop. Well, curries are
Ooh.
one of the safest things to eat if... Is that crab poop? Yes, it is.
It is crab poop.
So that must be its bum.
Yeah, let's not.
I think
float
that's the
around
safe end, actually. Sea treader.
it. They're pooping a lot. It's
Oh,
not the
it
same.
doesn't like you.
Okay, fine.
Although it didn't hurt you much.
Hint taken. I'll stick around your back. Can I scan this? I can't.
Pick it up and see. It might be useful for something.
Fine.
I wouldn't get too... If one of those turns around and gives you another whack, it might be serious about
Nutrient-rich manure suitable for accelerating plant
Oh.
growth. Alright, fine. I don't want to touch it anymore. Goodbye. I'm very happy that I'm wearing gloves and I'm currently washing my hands all around myself.
Potato
Are they
says...
following me now?
Oh. Maybe.
Probably because I touched their poop and now they're considering me friends.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Potato says, I
All
love
systems
Donna's poutines as my soul food.
I wish the AI would have said that I'm the best captain on the planet and he's not even kidding.
Powering up.
It's the best line. I guess they're not following me, they're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Where are you going? I'm gonna follow them now.
Well, haven't they turned around and started walking in the other direction? So maybe they just walk up and down a path.
Yeah, well, they're all to go somewhere. So where's this path leading?
My mum says when I lived in London there were loads of kebab shops on the A1 near to where I lived. And Spotted Cow says in Norway,
Path anymore.
they're all named something kebab. Yeah, they are here. Or we've got, well, I don't know. It's like we've got doner kebabs and shish kebabs and stuff like that. Is that what you mean? Or is it literally something kebab? It also says that Mia, there are no doner shops in the English-speaking world. They've only got kebab shops. Is doner... How do I pronounce that again, Mia?
Doner.
Doner, is that...
It's basically a kebab.
Strips of meat cut off a
Yes.
thing
And put
on
in
a
a
spinning
bun,
thing. And yeah,
basically.
okay. Yeah. So you can still... Have you tried one of those in the UK? I'm interested
Don't
to know
think I
whether the
have,
recipes are
because
similar or
I've
not.
again not seen a single shop around here.
Oh, there's like one on every street.
Where is one on this street? I haven't seen one.
Okay, not on a residential street.
Ah, of course. Now
'Cause
we're
we don't have
now we're
any
introducing
shops on our
caveats.
There's one on every street that has a takeaway shop on it.
Damage to plant life on the seafloor suggests this
Oh.
may be the migration path of a huge, bottom-dwelling life form.
Oh yeah, I think we've
we've
been
met
made
them.
familiar with.
Yeah.
These
Solar
yellow
Spirit
parts.
says, I learnt of kebabs and curries drinking food in Sunderland. Good stuff.
Alert,
Babom
more of
says,
them.
well, it sounds better than Brighton, ex-crime capital of Europe, doesn't it, Mia? Sorry,
No,
I am
actually,
way behind on chat.
Actually, I think that has a nicer ring to it than the other one. At least that's something you have verified for once, while the other one just seems so vague and self-indulging.
Potato says, scan it and poke it with a stick. And Spotty
Scanned
Cow
it
says,
and touched its poop.
well, this
Ought to
is
be worth
before
something.
you did that. So this is where we were up to. Spotty Cow said, scan the stamp fence. Potato said, steal its poop. Tammy says, who's in the mood for crab cakes? Yeah. Well, I was thinking lobster. Alfie says, Mia, you're swimming in fish pee. Bomb says, a curry can go very wrong when it goes wrong, especially the spicy kind that I like. Bomb says it's 21:55 and 10 seconds. Oh, we've got music.
Apparently, we do.
We don't
Also,
usually have music.
yeah, apparently this pathway, migration path for my stump elephants, is so exciting that we have to have music for this.
I don't know why, but I kind of half expect you to get over the edge of the cliff and there's a sort of a Muppet Show type band actually playing the music. Like underwater creatures, there's an octopus there, like playing the drums, and
You've got some very weird expectations of bottom of sea life.
one of these guys playing a guitar, and
How are they going to play the guitar? They've got 3 fingers.
how
that they
many
used to
fingers do you
stand on.
need?
I don't
The
know.
fingers are long.
Probably need at least a full hand.
Well, they've got those 2 big teeth, tentacles as well, things. So I was going to call them feelers and tentacles, and they came out as sort of teethless. Yeah, a whale playing the trumpet, like.
Oh, we're playing the trumpet.
Kebab shops are like churches and used car lots over here, one on every corner, says Solo Spirit. But he says actually in the UK he meant.
I'm pretty sure Over the Edge
Not where
is
he
not
is.
going to be a band. There's going to be one of those large underwater sea creatures that try to eat my boat. Have I reached the end of the path already, really? Oh, this is depressing.
Potato says, quick, crash the game to give the animation more screen time. Oh, it'll get plenty of screen time, I'm sure. If not this time, then another time. Mom says, got it. Mia just doesn't like to hear about where all the lives of people his kind fail to... But Mom!
I told you, you have to censor chat.
And is Mary Poppins there? Too many times Little Mermaid.
Well, it wasn't a fully fledged adventure yet, but suppose I could just
what's
quickly
this?
pop into this wreck so it wasn't entirely in vain. So I didn't spend the entire day
Engine powering
doing
down.
nothing but upgrading things and having base.
Spotted Cow says you need
Thoughts?
torpedoes on the submare.
I don't need torpedoes.
Bull says fun stream. Babom says 2200.
Hold your horses,
Yeah.
just one adventure.
Time, says Potato.
Well, that's rude. Oh, look. A grappling arm fragment. And
Growling thing.
the growling thing. And you,
Bull says fielticles, tarot sex readings, and big pooping sea
what's
life.
a stilt
Oh.
suit?
Blueprint acquired.
What's the growling thing, Mir? And how does it
Probably
growl
a sand
underwater?
tiger fish.
Ah.
I haven't gotten around to naming
But
that
aren't you
thing yet.
really, really deep?
Oh, no, I'm not. Also, the submarine is right above me, and I upgraded my oxygen tank.
No, not that. It's just like,
Oh,
aren't
another one.
sand tigers much shallower? Oh no, you're only 356 meters. Okay.
Well, I guess we'll have to return to upgrading things next time around, because I just got a grappling arm. See?
Yeah.
We had an adventure. Also, I got a still suit, and there is a water filtration
Watch out for that
machine.
electricity behind you.
That's all right.
Don't
I can
step
touch
backwards.
it.
Oh, so you can. It did seem to suck your oxygen a bit fast, though, when you went.
That's probably just me walking to the wall. Also, while I'm around here, might as well pick up a few of these. There's the growly thing. Seeing how I was low on titanium, and luckily I brought the end point of the stream with me in form of the submarine. We can end the stream anywhere now, as long as I have that thing with me.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Nobody's ever done that in the history of me. I didn't need copper. But salt, I can always stop for some salt. Anyway, that should do it.
My mum says, wow, some progress. That's a first for this stream.
I know. Hold on, just want to check. What's the still suit?
It's a suit which recycles your pee into water.
Reclaims moisture from the body. You know, the game described this a lot better than whatever chat just said.
No, that was me, not chat.
Oh. My point still stands. The sub is shaking a bit. I'm guessing taking a seat will hopefully fix that. Look, we've got dual vision cats now.
So you have.
Hold on, I can improve it.
and
You can
Twitch
start
people
doing
have
your
been-
outro thing.
Twitch people have been trying to use commands, and YouTube people have been having to do the commands for them. And as Jazz and people have just found out, the salt command does have a cooldown. But Mia has now collected 371 grams of salt. So, yes, so if you enjoyed this and you want to see more of Mia playing Subnautica in the background whilst I ramble on about all kinds of random things, do join us again next week at 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time for some more of the same. Or if you want to watch me achieving many, many things and fighting like a true champion, you've probably come to the wrong place. But I will be playing Skyrim tomorrow at 8 PM GMT while Mia gives salt in the background and does swear words with any luck, because that's about as funny as it goes. Or tune in to Potato, who will be streaming on Saturday at 8 p.m. GMT. I think that's about all for the moment, isn't it, Mia? We don't have anything else planned.
Did you mention Potato wasn't listening because I was
Yes.
distracted by the keep calm cat?
Cat within cat within cat within cat.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Catception. Very good. I like it.
Well, if you
All
want to do
those
Potato a
cards.
favour now, you switch to the technical
Ooh, yeah.
difficulty screen.
Yeah. Even though there aren't any technical difficulties,
Look,
do
it's
watch
a
me
dancing
wiggle.
Sal.
Yep. Right, everybody. So that's all for now. We'll see
You're the
you
one who
again
presses
tomorrow.
the button.
I know I'm the one that presses the button.
You have to do it more dramatically. No, it's not exit, it's stop streaming.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
Move the
I
mouse.
don't put my finger over the stop streaming button until we're ready to stop
Well,
streaming
we
in case I
stopped
twitch.
streaming about 20 minutes ago, mentally. Actually, I never started today. I was just building bases and pretending nobody was here and bothering me.
Right, that's all. Night, everybody. Bye.
So dramatic.